February 20th, 2025, Carrollton, Georgia. Kristin and James Brock, a devoted couple, sleep peacefully in their Tyus Road home, their lives woven into their church and 3 children. Their 5-year-old daughter wakes to a nightmare, finding them lifeless in their bed. The community reels as police uncover a shocking truth. Their 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, is charged with their murders. A town grapples with grief, a family fractures, and a nation questions how a daughter could turn on her own. This is the story of love, loss, and a search for answers. February 20th, 2025, Carrollton, Georgia. Dawn breaks over the quiet Tyus Road home. A 5-year-old girl, Kristin and James's youngest child, tiptoes into their bedroom, expecting her parents' warm smiles. Instead, she finds them still, their lives stolen by gunshots. She runs to her older sister, Sarah Grace Patrick, who dials 911, her voice trembling. Carroll County deputies arrive, finding no signs of forced entry, one door slightly ajar. The couple, Kristin, age 41, and James, age 45, lie in bed, victims of a brutal homicide. Sheriff Terry Langley's face hardens. This is a tragedy beyond words. Sarah, age 17, is questioned, her demeanor calm yet distant. Carrollton locks its doors, fear sweeping through its streets. Who could commit such a crime? Kristin and James Brock were Carrollton's heart. Kristin, a nurse, radiated kindness, her laughter filling church pews at Catalyst Church. James, a mechanic, coached youth soccer, his steady presence a rock for their blended family. Together for nearly a decade, they raised 3 children, Sarah, their 5-year-old daughter, and Tristan, James's son from a previous marriage. They were our everything, Tristan says, his voice breaking. Their home buzzed with love. Kristin baking cookies, James teaching the kids to fix bikes. Neighbors recall their annual barbecue, where Kristin's warmth drew crowds. They lived for their kids, friend Amy Carter says. A memorial fund grows, reflecting a town's love. Their loss leaves a gaping wound. How could such light be extinguished? The family was well known in the rural community, particularly through their church. Ben Bonner, lead pastor at Carrollton's Catalyst Church, said both Sarah and the Brock's family had jumped right in since joining last August. The entire family became very, very beloved, he said in court. Our church family adores all of them. They were there during the week, not just on Sundays, helping. Other members of the church described meeting a bubbly Kristin Brock and her comical husband. Carrollton, a tight-knit town of 27,000 in West Georgia, mourns. On February 25th, 400 gather at West Georgia Church wearing blue and green, Kristin and James's favorite colors, for a candlelight vigil. They were our family, a pastor says, tears falling. Schools offer grief counseling, children clutching teddy bears. Deputies arrived at the Tyus Road home in Carrollton's Tyus neighborhood in the early hours of February 20th. Photos taken that morning showed at least half a dozen police cars surrounding the single-story home. Police tape cordoned off the yard as investigators combed through the scene, interviewed neighbors, and searched for security camera footage. There was no sign of forced entry, and no murder weapon was found. Carroll County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Ashley Holsey said the attack had stunned the area. "This is a very quiet community," she said. "We may have a few thefts here and there, but we definitely don't have violent crime, so this is very unusual in this area." The community searches for answers, residents checking security cameras, haunted by the thought of a killer nearby. Tristan's text to a friend, "They're both gone," spreads, each word a dagger. Sheriff Langley vows, "We'll find justice." Fear lingers, but Carrollton clings to hope, their candles burning bright. What darkness tore this family apart? Sarah Grace Patrick, age 17, was a complex figure. A regular at Catalyst Church, she was baptized, eager to grow in faith. She found a home here,
Pastor Ben Bonner says. Yet, beneath her devotion, turmoil brewed. Sarah struggled with her parents' 2018 divorce, caught in a bitter custody battle between Kristin and her father, Daniel Patrick. Court records reveal Kristin's alleged drug use, Daniel's accusations of neglect, and Sarah's desire to live with her father, whom she saw as lenient. By 2022, tensions with Kristin and James flared. Sarah witnessed Kristin's attempt to ram a barn with James nearby. An incident later dropped. Diagnosed with anxiety, Sarah was ordered into counseling, but her mental health wavered. Was she unraveling under pressure?
February 20th, 2025. Carroll County Sheriff's Office. Deputies find no stolen items, no break-in, pointing to someone familiar. Sarah, who called 911, becomes a focus. Her story, waking to her sister's cries, raises questions. Detectives uncover a mountain of digital evidence, including phone records and social media activity, linking Sarah to the crime. The murder weapon, a gun, remains missing, but ballistics confirm 2 fatal shots. This wasn't random, Langley says. Sarah moves in with a family friend, Caitlin O'Keefe, after the deaths, her behavior oddly composed. Over 50 investigators, including the GBI, comb the home, finding subtle clues, a misplaced phone, an unusual search history. The case tightens, but Sarah's motive remains elusive. July 8th, 2025. 5 months after the murders, Sarah Grace Patrick turns herself in at Carroll County Jail, accompanied by her father, Daniel. Charged as an adult with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and later indicted on 8 counts, including malice and felony murder, she's booked without bail. "We have evidence," Assistant District Attorney Michael Parrish declares. Sarah's digital footprint, texts, searches, and social media points to premeditation. Her grandfather, Dennis Nolan, insists she's innocent. The community gasps, torn between shock and sorrow. Kristin and James's family, led by James's sister, Kim Bowling, demands justice. "This is unthinkable," Kim says. Carrollton braces for a divisive case. What drove Sarah to such an act? In the weeks following the murders, Sarah's TikTok activity raises eyebrows. A video posted June 27th shows her crying, mascara streaking, with text, "Life's hard, but at least I have my mom." It cuts to a photo of Kristin and James urns captioned, "Mom?" Another post dated May 17th reads, "I miss them so much," overlaid on images of the couple. The Brock's family friend, Kelly Brown, said on TikTok that Sarah reached out to her directly. In a video that was uploaded to her account, Brown explained, "So Sarah reached out to me on Sunday and we spoke on the phone and via text, and she asked me to speak on her behalf about the night on February 20th, 2025. Sarah also reached out to a true crime TikToker with the handle allegedly reportedly, urging coverage. The TikTok message reads, "Look up Brock case, they're my parents, and out of nowhere on a random Thursday night in Feb, someone came in my house with me and my 5-year-old sister. They shot my parents brutally, leaving them for me and my little sister to wake up to." She continues to say, "It would be a big hit, and it's chilling." Friends note her grief seemed performative, her calm demeanor unsettling. Was Sarah seeking attention or hiding guilt? August 19th, 2025, Carroll County Courthouse. Sarah's bond hearing draws a divided crowd. Supporters wear "I Stand With Sarah" shirts, praising her church-going nature. Pastor Bonner testifies she was eager to grow, even called from jail. Caitlin O'Keefe adds she graduated early, worked hard. But Kim Bowling, James's sister, pleads for no release. She's a danger. Tristan, tearful, calls James "my Superman," fearing Sarah's release. Prosecutors highlight her pattern of intimidation, citing her sister as a key witness. Judge Dustin Hightower denies bond, citing flight risk and witness concerns. "This isn't TV," he says firmly. Sarah sits silent, her fate sealed for now.
Can justice balance mercy and truth?
Kristin and James's family reels. Tristan, age 20, grapples with losing his father and stepmother. They were my heroes, he says, clutching a photo. Kim Bowling speaks of sleepless nights, haunted by their final moments. The 5-year-old, now with relatives, carries trauma from finding her parents. She loved Sarah, Kim says, voice breaking. A February 27th vigil draws 500, candles glowing in the dusk. Dennis Nolan, Kristin's father, defends Sarah. She didn't do this. The family's pain deepens with division. Some stand by Sarah, others demand accountability. A community fund for the 5-year-old grows, but grief lingers. How does a family heal from such betrayal?
Carrollton splits over Sarah's guilt. Church members rally, insisting she's not a monster. Others, like neighbor Tom Ellis, call her actions unforgivable. She took their lives. A July 15th community forum hosted by Catalyst Church draws hundreds debating mental health and accountability. She needed help, a counselor says, citing her anxiety and divorce trauma. A scholarship in Kristin and James's names supports local youth, reflecting their love for community. Mayor John Schmidt speaks, "We'll heal together." But whispers of Sarah's TikTok posts fuel distrust. Vigils swell to 600, their unity tested. Can Carrollton mend its fractured heart?
August 20th, 2025. A grand jury indicts Sarah on 8 counts, including malice murder and possession of a firearm during a felony. Her digital footprint, texts, searches, and TikTok activity forms a damning timeline. A February 19th phone search for how to clean a gun raises suspicions. The missing weapon frustrates investigators, with no fingerprints tying Sarah directly. It's all digital, Paris says, confident in the case. Sarah's arraignment is set for September 22nd, with a trial tentatively scheduled for January 5th, 2026. Kim Bowling's testimony haunts their terror in those final moments. The community watches, demanding clarity. Will the evidence hold in court?
The case captivates the nation. A July 9th news report shares Sarah's TikTok posts, sparking outrage. Local media clarify no forced entry, debunking burglary rumors. A February 20th security footage still shows the home quiet, one door ajar. Misinformation, like a fake claim of Sarah confessing, spreads, quickly dispelled. We need truth, Langley urges. The Brock's Memorial Fund grows, flowers piling outside their home. Sarah's TikTok, now deleted, lingers in public memory, her posts dissected. It's speculative, Nolan insists, defending her. The media amplifies the case, but the family shuns the spotlight, their grief private. Can the press drive justice without distortion?
August 25th, 2025. The investigation stalls without the gun. It's out there somewhere, Repetto says, frustrated. Sarah's motive, possibly tied to her parents' divorce and mental health struggles, remains unclear. Detectives sift through her phone, finding cryptic texts, but no confession. The 5-year-old's testimony as a key witness is delicate, her trauma a concern. Over 40 investigators continue, but leads dwindle. We're thorough, Langley assures. Community forums grow tense, some questioning police focus on Sarah. The Tyus Road home, now empty, looms as a reminder of loss. Can the case move forward without breaking the family further?
Kim Bowling and Tristan fight for justice. Wear their voice, Kim says, launching a petition for mental health reform. A July 20th community healing space, hosted by Carroll County Schools, offers grief support. We need to talk about mental health, a counselor says, citing Sarah's struggles. A scholarship fund in Kristin and James's names grows, honoring their community spirit. Vigils draw 700, candles a beacon in the night. They'd want us to heal, Tristan says, his resolve firm. The family's pain fuels advocacy, demanding change. Can their strength reshape Carrollton's future? 9 weeks after the murders, Sarah awaits trial. Her arraignment set for September 22nd. Kristin and James's faces grace Carrollton's vigils, their love unforgettable.
They were our anchor, Amy Carter says. The scholarship fund near $75,000, supporting local youth. Justice is coming, Langley vows, but the wait tests the town. The Tyus Road home, now a memorial site, holds their memory. The community's petition for reform hits 12,000 signatures, demanding better mental health support. Kristin and James's kindness, coaching, baking, loving, lives on. Carrollton vows to remember, but one question remains. Will justice heal their wounds?
Kristin and James Brock, pillars of love, were taken too soon. Their daughter Sarah Grace Patrick faces murder charges, leaving a family and town fractured. Carrollton stands united, their candles burning for truth. We won't forget, Tristan promises. Authorities urge anyone with information to contact the Carroll County Sheriff's Office at 770-830-5916. Share this story to honor Kristin and James. It might spark a tip. Comment your thoughts on justice, like, and as always, subscribe for updates and more shocking true crime events. If you or someone you know needs help, contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK, 8255, or text STRENGTH to 741-741. Stay vigilant, stay compassionate. Their voices call for truth.